So season 2 was a fresh start for Ake, Audrey, and Matt. What were you guys most eager to explore?
I was excited to explore just even if it was going to work between us three. In order to have a natural relationship on screen, you have to have it in person. We get along, and I think you can tell through when you watch the episodes, especially in season 2.
I was excited to explore what it would be like once Gossip Girl finds out about the three of us. How intensely she would try and tear us apart.
It was just funny to see like how much of a stand people were for who they thought would be good for each other. It's very rarely the three of us, which is funny.
Which is
We will
crazy,
make them
because
love
that's
us
what it is.
together.
Which is so bizarre. Like, what a weird world we're in, where people are like, "We're 3," and then everyone's like, "No, I want
No,
like,
No.
you too.
Why?
Like,
Why is everyone not like, "Oh yeah, crack on"? That's cute."
yeah. So fans are very invested in the triad between us. So what was most important to portray in this relationship?
It was so foreign to me. I haven't ever been in one before, but I feel like it was definitely something that expanded my horizons, and I learned so much about the triad community and just how it works. I mean, being in a relationship with one other person is hard enough. I feel like throwing in another person is extra sticky.
Yeah, and I think the way that it's portrayed in media and on TV, it's always like sexually driven. Always has such like a strong major sexual element to it, whereas the triad that we have is definitely based more on romance and love and genuine desire for the other person's personality and who they are and their character. And it just so happens that all three of us like two other people equally. And so to not go down that kind of easy, well-trodden path, but to try and make it as real as possible, which was hard, but it was definitely incredibly educational and informative, and
Yeah, I think we all just
eye-opening.
learned together. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think in the first season, like we had like a lot of those kind of like just kind of sexy scenes, and like stuff was kind of like free flowing and we're just like hooking up. But this season, like we're like in a real relationship. So whatever that brings, it's a lot different. And I feel like it's a lot more respectful also to the poly community, and as well as like respectful of learning about the poly community. Like we're kind of learning as well through the script and whatnot, but kind of turned into like it being a part of us. So it like doesn't feel foreign at all to us anymore.
Now that you've had 2 seasons with your character, what is your favorite part about Audrey?
My favorite part about Audrey is how loyal she is throughout season 1 and season 2. I think that that's her biggest strength. It can make her vulnerable at times, but it's my favorite part about her, and I feel like it comes through in every relationship she has.
My favorite part about Audrey is like she can be such a stress case sometimes.
Oh,
She always figures it out, but I think we kind of come in and try to help you as well. So I think that's kind of why the triad works out so nice, is because we kind of look at each other as allies usually. So yeah, the triad is a work in progress, but yeah, I love Audrey.
What's your favorite part about Aki?
He has a kind soul. He's a softie. He wants to make sure everyone's good, and sometimes he doesn't really come across as doing it in the best way, but it works out. He means well, so I like that part about him. He's honest.
Thomas Doherty. What do you like most
Thomas
about
it's 2 years and neither of you can pronounce my second name properly.
D-Man? What do you like the most about Max?
I mean, there is definitely like a huge facade around them and what he projects out into the world. I think underneath there's like someone that is quite like soft and wants connection and love, and I think that he's conflated that with sex and being like the life of the party. But I think then underneath that, what causes him to do that is like a desire for connection, for love, and to be seen. Something that fans love about Gossip Girl, whether it be the OG or the reboot, is the ensemble cast. So what's it been like to develop a friendship with everyone in the cast?
I mean, honestly, I think it's been great. I know like a couple people moved here for the show and didn't have many friends, so I think it was nice to kind of instantly step into a friend group that you would be seeing basically every day for the next 2 years. So it's been great. I've made some great friends, and that's one of my favorite parts about this industry is that it actually introduces you to such amazing people that have like-minded motivations and goals. So it's nice to be surrounded by the same type of people.
I agree. I think that, I've been doing this for a really long time and I've loved most of the people I've worked with, but it's kind of rare and exciting to kind of like work with people your own age. We're all coming from different backgrounds in the sense of career-wise. Some people, it's like their first thing that they've ever done. And some people have been doing it forever. And it's interesting to see like what you learn from each other. I feel like I even learned a lot from Evan being his first project. It was like he's coming from such a pure place, and it's just like it's like a baby when they're like 3 years old or something, because everything they say is very honest and just like what they see about the world. They haven't been I don't know, muddied yet in a sense. So I learned a lot about that from him. And
I think we all learned a lot from each other.
Yeah.
But it was also kind of just more of like a comfort level too. It was really easy to kind of slide in. Everyone's obviously done their first project before and they felt the same way. So
Emily does this amazing job of like setting up occasions and events, or birthdays or Easter or Thanksgiving.
She's a big planner. She's a huge planner.
She is, and she like brought everyone together on a frequent basis, and it was really chill and made really good friends and close connections.
What does it mean to you guys to be the Gossip Girl cast for this new generation of viewers, and what do you hope the legacy of this version of Gossip Girl will be?
I mean, it's a great honor. I mean, the original was such a social and cultural phenomenon at the time, and there's nothing more powerful than the power of nostalgia. And so it was really quite daunting coming into something that people have very near and dear to their hearts.
They set the blueprint up for us, and we wanted to, carry on the legacy, but do it in our own way and in a new 2022 way, if you will. So yeah, I mean, I didn't ever want to copy what they have already done, but I wanted to make sure that we understood the assignment. But it was really satisfying knowing that we've got through 2 seasons. It was a lot of early mornings. It was a lot of late nights. Yeah, it was great.
I'm happy to be part of a show that is very inclusive and a spectrum of representation, be it different communities, race, sexual orientation, things that we're not used to seeing. We certainly didn't see in the original one, and that we're not used to seeing now, and just to try and normalize a lot of topics in today's society and allow people to see themselves on screen where they may not have before.